everyone, it's Tracy, and this is a walkthrough slash review of the Serpentfire Tarot. I have had this deck for probably a month and a half, maybe 2 months now, and I'm a little bit, I know that people are going to want to throw stones at me when they hear. I picked up this deck for less than $10 on eBay. The guy who was selling it on eBay misspelled Serpentfire, and I came across it in my trolls on eBay. And I'm a troll on eBay, not the way that people are trolls and nasty to people. I troll eBay like when you troll when you're fishing. So every day I am going out to eBay to look and see what's out there, because occasionally you can find a gem for quite a bargain. So please don't throw stones at me. Yes, I paid $5 for the deck and then about $4.50 for shipping. So this is not a deck I normally would have been attracted to at all. The only reason I bought it was because it was so cheap, and I thought that, hey, there are other people who might want this deck. I might use this as a swap deck to be able to get something that I like. And it was brand spanking new, wrapped in plastic, and when it came, I thought about keeping it in the plastic and being able to swap it as a brand new deck. But I decided to open it up and have a look to see if, you know, I could connect with it on any level. And I am happy to say that I don't like the artwork at all, really, but I really do enjoy this deck. And a lot of it has to do with the book, the little book that comes with it. The little book is really fantastic about explaining what the symbols on the cards mean. So let's have a look at the cards. This is the box it comes in. I've got it upside down. There's the back of the box. It's a nice sturdy two-piece box. It doesn't have any little holes in the side, but it comes apart really easily. This image that's on the box is also the image on the back of the cards and the front of the little booklet. And then once I've walked through the cards, I'll show you how they shuffle, and we'll pull a card and I'll read from the book so you can get a feel for the book. Got them upside down. If you have the Serpentfire Tarot, this deck, the cardstock, the gilding, the quality of the cards is almost identical to the Serpentfire, or the Sassy Burrito as we like to call it. You'll notice right off that there are lots of borders, and there are lots of busy borders. There are two different kinds of border on this card. There is a major arcana border and a minor arcana border. I don't think that you could trim them off, but I think it would make the cards just way too small, because these aren't huge cards to begin with. Okay. So let's have a look at each of the cards in the deck. There is very non-traditional imagery in these cards, and there's quite a bit of nudity. So I'm just warning you ahead of time. We have the Fool. This way. And the Magician. High Priestess. Oh, the Empress, who is clearly Elizabeth Taylor in her role as Cleopatra. The Emperor. The Hierophant. There's a lot of mirror imaging in this deck. You see that all over the place. I believe it's primarily photo manipulation. The Lovers. Chariot. I have to say, I could not use this deck without the book. If I had to read these intuitively, I would get nothing from them. So this is a deck for me where I absolutely have to have the little book. Justice. Justice is 8 and Strength is 11. The Hermit. of Fortune. They have Roman numerals at the top and titles at the bottom, and the X's actually have little additional crosses. I don't know if that's significant. Strength. The Hanged Man. You can see there is a person in there in the middle, kind of hanging upside down. Death. Temperance. The Devil. The Tower. Star. The Sun. Judgment. You know, this one kind of makes me think of using your judgment, using your brain. And the World. Then we move into the minors. This is the Ace of Wands. How that's the Ace of Wands, I have no idea. We have the Two of Wands. The Three of Wands. Four of Wands. Six of Wands. Seven of Wands. Eight of Wands. Nine of Wands. And the Ten of Wands. Ooh, and Cups. Page of Wands. Knight of Wands. Queen of Wands. And King of Wands. Ace of Cups. Three of Cups. Four of Cups. I think this is the one that looks closest to the Rider-Waite-Smith. Five of Cups. Six of Cups. Seven of Cups. Eight of Cups. The Nine of Cups, I kind of like this one. It's you know, that's supposed to be the wish card and the genie's lamp. Kind of cute. And the Ten of Cups. It's a Page of Cups. Knight of Cups. The Queen of Cups. Ace of Swords, Two of Swords, Three of Swords, Four of Swords, Five of Swords, Six of Swords, Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords, and the Ten of Swords, which makes me a little dizzy. The Page of Swords, Knight of Swords, Queen of Swords, and the King of Swords. The Ace of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, and finally the King of Pentacles. You can see this deck is a little female heavy, but it's not all female. The images are just weird. I mean, let's face it, they're just weird. And I don't know what they mean without the book. There is a little poem on the inside of the box. Awaken now to your desert dreamscape. Look within and find the gentle language of your spirit. This vision quest is yours alone, the alchemical path of air, fire, water, and stone. Take strength from the energy, find solace in the lessons. Hear the wisdom of the sages passed down through the ages. So let's give it, it shuffles marvelously. So if you've got if you've got the Sacai Burrito, you know how beautifully that shuffles. This one shuffles. Oh, I think that's the reason I haven't just put it immediately on the trade list, is because I just love to shuffle it. It's just a beautiful shuffler. And I am a sucker for a gilded edge. I really love that finish on a gilded edge. Shuffles nicely this way too. They are glossy. They're not matte, but they're not an obnoxious glossy, that kind of glossy that sticks together. I really rather like the texture and the feel of these cards. So let's have a look. We'll turn over the Ace of Cups, where we have a woman, a naked woman, bending over backwards. You can't see her head. And there's this big burst of light, and there are some symbols down the side and some sort of rainbow stripes here. And let's see what the book has to say about the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups, overflowing love. The book, I do need to say, the book doesn't have anything in it except the card meanings. There's no introduction, no where did this come from, no spreads, no nothing. So it's just card meetings. Ace of Cups, overflowing love. Keys, receiving love, giving love, emotional wellness, ecstatic joy. Upright meaning, a woman arches her back and receives the radiant light of love. She is surrounded by healing rainbows and is oriented towards a vast horizon. Love is abundant with the presence of this card. We are being invited into the womb of love and self-acceptance. As an ace, there is a suggestion of new beginnings, excitement, and joy. This is an excellent time to embrace those around you and give them your overflowing love. Shadow, you may be reserved about taking in the all-encompassing love which is around you. Perhaps this stems from the idea that you do not deserve the love you feel or receive. A scar upon your heart that prevents you from receiving love can most certainly be healed in time. Mantra, I find love in all corners of my heart. Let's look at another one too. There was one in particular. Well, we'll just take the next one. Because here we have the Nine of Swords. Now the Nine of Swords is usually a card about nightmares. And this woman is clearly not having a nightmare. She's got a beam of pink light sort of shafting down at her, some sort of moon in eclipse, a giant flower, although that could be considered a dream because she's got a giant flower there, a giant flower there. Are the giant flowers chasing her, or what's up with that? So we'll read that one too. Nine of Swords, and it says it's Mars in Gemini, light and dark. Keys, duality, passive aggression, kindness and cruelty. Upright meaning, a calming floral motif dances through this card, and a woman is depicted emerging out of a lily blossom. There is a beam of light coming down to her, yet in the background there is a black void which threatens to consume everything. There is a troublesome duality happening here, a desire for love, but the nagging presence of self-sabotage, self-cruelty too. You may have a tendency to put yourself down when you actually wish to lift yourself up. This duality may be deeply frustrating. The shadow side. The black void of sabotage moves further away. Delicate love and patience takes the place of anger and resentment. The chaos of the mind eases for the time being. Mantra, I am kind to myself at all stages of my process. So I hope that gives you a little bit of a flavor for what the Serpentfire Tarot looks like and how it reads. It's definitely a weird deck. I would not recommend this deck to a beginner at all, but I absolutely love the way it feels in my hands. So there you go. Thanks for watching and have a great day.